Thank you so much. This, we call it now, we can simply classify it into animal and plant, right? So plant is the living material, right? So how we can, what is the difference between animal and plant here? How we can classify between animal and plant? I think like this is a main big group. There is like a lot of our mini taxonomy system. They have first kingdom, which they have two kingdom, like animal and plant. Some others they include algae at the kingdom. So it's something like still in debate. But let's say like we talking about animal and plant as a kingdom. So first thing we have here in taxonomy hierarchy is kingdom. Okay. So we call this kingdom, and we have animal and we have plant. There is like a lot of outside differences, characters between animal and plant, or in functional differences between animal and plant. But the most significant thing is anatomy one. Okay, so if we talk about the cell of the plant, it's totally different than the cell of the animal. Why is it different? Because the cell of the plant is producing a food. Okay, it's manufacturing the food inside because it's doing photosynthesis as it contain chlorophyll inside. But in the opposite, the animal cell is not doing this. And the difference, there is difference clear under microscope between the shape of both of them. So from here, we can classify, we can divide it, the kingdom of the living material on this earth into two, okay, animal and plant. And then we should go down more, okay? Let's take the one of them and going down. Actually, we will work on both of them because we have also marine plants. So we doing survey for marine plants. But for now, let's take the first one, which is an animal. And to remember the hierarchy of taxonomy for any kingdom, especially animal kingdom, I have some word here, like, okay, I'll write it here. Keep, practice, classification, or follow general set.
Excuse me, Dr. Nasser. I think you're trying to show us something on the screen, and I can see the arrow moving, but we cannot actually see what you're writing or if you're showing us something.
You don't see any of these whiteboards? No, not at all.
No, we see the top part which says marine survey, and it has a few of the like coral reefs, seagrass communities, and so on.
Okay.
But under that, we don't see anything else.
I actually see it. Everything that you're writing.
Yeah, I also see the taxonomy, the edible plants, and the draws.
Yeah, I see as well. We just have to drag and drop like from the board.
Okay, so guys, now you see taxonomy and
thank you so much.
and animal. Okay, okay, no problem.
Yes.
Okay, let's continue. So we have here, take first letter from this phrase, so we can have K as a kingdom, and then we have B, which is, anyone can help me?
Phylum.
Thank you so much. Okay, so we have phylum. Make it easier. Yeah. please. Okay. If we speak now about coral reef, okay. So we need now to take the coral reef from kingdom animal because it's animal, right? And then we have to classify that into a phylum, okay? So which phylum we can include coral reef inside? We will find it belong to Cnidaria, which is the same like a jellyfish phylum, okay? Which is saying animal, or it has tentacles. So here we have this phylum here as Nigeria. C is silent here. Then we have, what is next?
Class.
Class. Thank you so much. Okay, we have class. So now we need to find from Nigeria phylum. We have to be more specified to get more specific about coral reef. So we will find a class. It's called Anthozoa. I'm trying to make it simple as much as I can. It's not so much important for you underwater survey because later I will tell you the classification way, the easy way to do this, but it's very important to have a scientific background behind it, okay? So Anthozoa, that means flowers animal. Why it's like this? Because if you look at under microscope at a part or a section of the coral reef, you will find it looks like flowers because it has different arms like a flower and this stuff. Okay, so next what we have here,
Order.
Thank you so much. I would ask everyone please to mute your mic unless you want to speak. Okay, please. Thank you. So we have order. So from Anthozoa, we will take the more specified to include or to find coral reef, and we have here, we can here have two orders belonging to coral reef. Okay, first one is called scalar actina, which is hard coral. And we have another order belonging to coral reef. Now we are getting closer to coral reef. So now the other one is called Octocorallia, which is soft coral. Okay, so we have here these two, and also we can take one of this order and get deeper inside to be more specific. Okay, so what we have next, we have in the hierarchy, we have S referred to family. Okay, so family, we have from hard coral, from Sclerocatina, we have a family, it's called, it's a very famous family, most popular, Acroboridae. So Acroboridae is a big family of coral reef from hard coral. So we have from hard coral, we have a family, it's called Acroboridae, which include a lot of individuals inside. Can we be more specific? Yes, we can do more specific things. We have G for genus. Okay, so from genus, we have one of this family. This is the family, and we have sub of this family, which is genus. We have Acropora. Okay, which is small, very famous too. And also we can go more specific in this, okay, which is we still have S for system. Okay, so we have here
Species.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. So any species, yeah, now we be more specific. For example, my name is Abdurrahman Nassar. So I'm belonging to human, which is a kingdom of animals, and then phylum for data, and then, until I have my name here. I should have my name here. This is like the end of this hierarchy or this system. I should have here Abdurrahman Nassar, but for coral reef, we have a name for coral reef. So we have Acropora, and we can do, yeah, like Abdurrahman Nassar, or we can say Abdurrahman species, which refer to general species. So here we can do two things. One like this, which is a species, or we can do SSP with subspecies. We do SSP if there is like multi-species down, and we do SB if it's only one species down this, but we don't know the name, exact name. If you know the name, just add the name here. And all here in the species should be italic, okay? All the time should be italic. Okay, so easier, you do Acropora and the name, the rest of the name, the other name, or you do Acropora SB, which is a species. I refer to the species, which is here, or I do, this is SSP. SSP, okay? And only the name should be italic, the other shouldn't be italic at all. I'm not sure if they, yeah, okay? So here we arrive to the end of the hierarchy, which is the individual, okay? This is about taxonomy of coral reef. And I included more details in the presentation, but this what I want to tell now. Why this is changing to SIB? Okay. So now this is the taxonomy about coral reef, but actually, we can doing this easier than this because we cannot going through all of this name, especially species. We can have like different species, huge number of individuals inside this family, and all of this stuff. So we have another classification system which we use underwater. So first we can let's take this one here down. Which is based on skeletal. This is the easier way. Anyone can tell me how we can do classification between coral reef, or when we do our survey, how we can do classification based on. I was asking, anyone can tell me how we can classify all of this coral reef that we can see underwater into groups based on the skeleton.
So
You mean something like massive and branching and so on?
Like
I would classify as I would look at the skeleton if
soft
they
coral
have
for hard corals.
calcium. They have calcium carbonate skeleton, that would be hard coral, but for soft coral, they will have internal skeletons known as sclerites. And after that, I will look at their morphology, for example, as our friend mentioned earlier, whether they are massive rock-like or tabular digitate. Then furthermore, I will look into the corallites, which is their little polyp cup. So through the corallites, you can see a lot of variation, and that is how you specifically go down to genus identification, but rarely species, mostly until genus.
Okay, thank you so much. My question was really simple, and you concluded all the classification of coral. Thank you so much, Nick. Okay, so I'm asking now. Thank you, Gudu. Thank you, everyone who answered. Really, it's a part of either it's a part of the answer or it's already corrected answer. But now I'm talking about how I have a coral reef and I need to classify it underwater just from visualize the things, and I have either from skeleton, either it has a skeleton or not. If it has a skeleton, it's hard coral and we call it HC, and we write it on our underwater board as HC because we don't have time to write hard coral all the time. So you have to doing abbreviation for your marine survey. And this is soft coral, which is SC. And here I'm easy. I can counting. I can use BIT method. I can use LIT method, and I just can count. I have 50 points of hard coral. I have 50 points of soft coral. If I'm counting like 100 points, I have 100 meter. I'm taking each meter a point. So I have now two big groups, hard coral, soft coral. So easy, and everyone can do this. Okay. Do we have another classification we can do from visualize? Can you please, guys, please mute yourself if you don't speak. Mute yourself. Thank you so much. Yes, we do have based on the growth form. Okay, growth form. And I think most of you, all of you, you know that the coral reef is two animals together. Okay, so we have the polyp with a tentacle like that. Okay, different tentacle. This is a polyp, and this is some organ here. And we have an animal, another animal inside this polyp, which is algae. It's called zooxanthellae, which is living inside here. It's a macroscopic animal. Okay, it's called zooxanthellae. So the coral that we see now, the unit of this coral, it is the polyp itself, and the polyp hosting another animal, it's called zooxanthellae algae. And this relationship, the polyp giving the algae protection, and the polyp building the skeleton, and in the same time, the algae, the zooxanthellae, giving the polyp the food. Okay, because as we mentioned before, it can making photosynthesis, so it can provide the food for polyp. So this kind of relationship formed the unit of coral reef. And this one polyp, so if we have thousands of polyp, we will have colony. Something is called the colony. So this and this, 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 and this, and this, and this. So thousands of polyps. Each one of these has hundreds or thousands of polyps inside, in front of here, and it could be branched like this, different shape, different color, different things. Yeah, I forgot just like zooxanthellae also giving the color for the coral reef. Okay, this is very important and vital information related to bleaching. So we have the colony. It's continue, or it's formed from thousands of polyps, and the colonies together giving us the reef. The barrier reef that we see underwater, this is formed from several colonies together. It could be thousands, it could be hundreds, it could be tens. Okay, so from this point, we have different growth forms. Okay, let me delete this. We don't need this now. Thank you. Give the bleep. So we have several growth forms, and in presentation I included all of them, so you can have a reference for all of them. But I'm just like giving you an example here for this growth form. So we can have branches, okay, like in Acrobora, we can have massive form, like in Brightus, and we can have table, we can have mushroom, we can have so many shapes or growth form. So from here, okay, we got hard coral, which growth form we have, so we can say, oh, it's a branches. So we getting closer to the species that we doing a survey or we are counting. And you can write a symbol of this. Like for example, underwater you see some colonies, HC and the branches. So you can just like have HC and the PR on your slate underwater and the counting beside. And as I told you before, we counting like this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just like this. So this is 5. This is the counting underwater. If we counting big number, this is the easiest way we do. Okay. So this about classification. Do we have any classification we can classify coral reef underwater based on something? Do you have any ideas about anything else?
The Coral Identification Guide by Russell Kelly.
Okay, but I'm telling you, you cannot do this underwater. So we trying to get closer as much as we can, and then above the water, we can using a guide and a manual. And as much as using guide, as much you getting experience after this to identify easily. Thank you, Osama. Thank you, Osama. Osama said, yes, we can classify it into live or this coral, which we call it the healthy condition. Okay, healthy condition. Okay, so we can here have so many things, Andre. Like coral, dead coral, and you can have symbol, okay, like LT.
Sorry, I have a question, but maybe I can wait for the end of the session.
Up to you. If you want to do ask this again now, okay, go ahead. But if you want to wait, if you feel like it, yeah.
Yeah, is there like a worldwide classification, like kind of a standardized classification for the corals? Like, I mean, apart from the obviously hard corals and soft corals, but like kind of a worldwide recognized for kind of standardized classification for the corals.
You mean like guide or manual or reference, right?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. I mentioned in my presentation, I will show the presentation after, that I mentioned the top reference, the top field guide that you can use. And yeah, maybe I will upload some of these resources because we have some tasks to do together. Okay, so no problem about that. So under this, the healthy condition, we have live coral, dead coral, we have bleached. Okay, this is very important. We have partially bleached. Okay, we can have so many classification under here. We have recently dead. okay, we have all dead. Okay, all of this is very important to know the condition of the coral reef in the survey area. So yeah, I think this we could have another classification. Actually, you can do your own classification by your experience after. But this is the main thing that I want to tell you about. So I told, like I spoke about, like taxonomy. Okay, how we doing a taxonomy for coral reef? How it's going from up to down, from the kingdom to species. And then how we can do simple classification underwater. So underwater, after we have our measurements, we just do 100 meter, there we do BIT or LIT or whatever the methods that you're using. So we can start counting, oh, we have a number, this is hard coral, 1, this is soft coral, 1, this is hard coral, so we have 2. So and we count on our slate underwater. And also we can, during our counting, this is the hard coral 1, but this is branched. So I can have like a branched, massive table, mushroom, whatever we have, and we can see. And also in buoyant, BIT, buoyant intercept transit, we use to mainly measure or survey the healthy condition of the coral reef. So we can classify them according to live coral, dead coral, bleached or partially bleached or recently dead or all dead. This is about coral reef. I want to back to the presentation, and then we can to just like to review if we missed anything or not, and then we come back again for fish. Okay. So yeah, in this region we should speak about coral reef, so should we do that? And next we'll speak about fish community, seagrass habitat, benthic, and we already spoke about marine survey method last time. Here I'm showing you what is the unit, what the main component of this coral reef that we see. So we have 2 animals with the polyp, and the polyp hosting those centrally, and they have this amazing relationship between each others. They provide, they helping each other, one providing food, which is the algae, and other providing protection, which is the polyp, and thousands of polyp can form a colony, and thousands of colony can form this reef or barrier that we can see underwater. And here I include all this taxonomy way that we just did, and we include all of this information here, so we can back anytime through this and review all of this information here. And also classification here, as I mentioned, we have based on skeleton, hard coral, soft coral, and we have based on growth form. We have all growth form with pictures here, so you can back anytime to this material to study this kind of classification. And also we have coral reef health assessment. It's based on healthy, bleached, partially, or simply, or whatever you do. And also we have ecological indicator coral, which is a functional group that's most popular, and it's important for the area that we're doing survey. If we find we can say it's healthy and it's stable, or it's not healthy or it's not stable, based on the survey or the result of the survey. And here I included most of guided, the top guided, the top manuals, guide, so we can use.